So Silky, New York State self-defense laws is like most people who practice martial arts, or people anywhere where they live, most martial artists are very ignorant about the self-defense laws in their state or in their country. And you have professional experience as a bounty hunter, so I know you're very knowledgeable about self-defense laws. What does that actually entail? You know, self-defense, actual self-defense within the law.
You made a great point there when you said in your state or where you're at, because it changes throughout the whole continent of the United States. Well, we here in New York are abiding by Penal Code number 35, New York City Penal Code 35. And what it really speaks on is a portion of the law that speaks about self-defense. And it translates, you may hear this word before, or heard this word before, of duty to retreat. Okay, and that's basically entitles the whole Article 35. We have a responsibility to retreat in order to be able to claim self-defense.
Wow.
Now, there's something called the Castle Doctrine, which is another form. It's close to the standing ground, like a lot of people hear about that nowadays. Some states are bound by standing ground, but New York City has the duty to retreat. And it doesn't take a lot to explain itself, but basically we have to, I kind of spoke about this once before, we have to wait for something to happen before we can defend ourselves. So we can't just feel imminent danger, our lives are being in danger, and we strike. We can't do that, but within a reasonable amount of the law. So now, I don't really want to go too deep into my wording on that, because you know how law is. Law is like, it's to the letter, reasonable doubt and fear of, and these little words like that will constitute whether or not you claim self-defense. I think a lot of people get really messed up in not, as you said, not knowing the law by the letter, and they're quick to go, it was self-defense. And really you hung yourself on that. Maybe you could have claimed something else and got away with it, but not self-defense based on the duty to retreat.
Very good. And what actually constitutes an attack? Someone's attacking you, like what is an actual attack?
Well, yeah, an actual attack is just that, fear of your life. Again, based on the New York City laws, you have to feel that you are trying to make an exit first. So once your life is in danger, you feel imminent danger, you're not supposed to strike, you're supposed to try to get away. If you find yourself in some combative mode or whatever, you're supposed to just be able to strike and get away. You can't stay to battle. You can't stay to batter the person down or use a weapon on them or even use their own weapon against them. Again, you're not doing self-defense now. You're doing something else, but it's not self-defense, and I think that's what it is. So the things that constitute an attack, again, we have the Castle Doctrine here in New York as well. And that one is based on really your home. Now, you got more rights to be able to defend yourself or even shoot someone in the Castle Doctrine because they have broken into your home, kidnapping, robbery, those things like that. You don't have to put so much of a preponderance on whether or not it was a legal shooting or not. He's in your home.
Yes.
Yeah, you can do a whole lot more with the Castle Doctrine. So it doesn't apply to my personal being in public.
Right.
So those two kind of work for New York City.
Good. And thank you. And how do you protect yourself legally? Like, should you get, if you're a martial artist, you're practicing martial artist, should you have an attorney that you just have someone that you already reference, a self-defense attorney, or who do you work with legally?
Well, there's a lot of prepaid legal operations going around now where you can sort of have a lawyer on the books, so to speak. The pool lawyer. Just like a lot of people go to dentists nowadays, it's a pool of them. Your health insurance is a pool of them. Well, there's some law firms out there now that you can retain lawyers simply by paying a monthly fee that covers you on certain things. Forget some of the names of them out there, but basically it basically puts you into the environment of you have a lawyer or a retainer. Now, you kind of want to get to those people before something happens and ask them, because you're on this monthly plan or whatever, you can ask them questions about where you're at and what state and how does the law work for you, especially when it comes down to, being in an automobile or some things of that nature. But the preponderance of trying to tell you exactly how to get out of a crime and to do this, that, and the other, they're not going to tell you that because no one can do that. No one can tell you, you can't make up a situation like that and then tell a lawyer, well, if I did this, what would happen if I did that, and this, that, and the other. But a lot of lawyers will tell you this, what the state that you live in, what you can and cannot do when it comes down to self-defense.
Okay. All right, so also there was an issue with the self-defense for what self-defense means for, not for martial arts, but what does self-defense mean in the law books? Mm-hmm. How is that different?
Well, good point, because the law has a term for that, and this is how they refer to it as self-defense, meaning defending oneself and property or whatever. Mm-hmm. And so, in that term, in referring to self-defense, the law says that the martial artist is just as much into the realm of obeying those laws as anyone else. And I say that because most martial artists don't deem that. They deem that once they attack, they have the right to be able to subdue or maim. This is my experience with people I know.
Right.
That they don't feel that they are bound, that once they are attacked or their loved ones are attacked, that they are bound by some law that says that they can't go beyond. But as I said before, Article 35 in New York City says that we cannot stay in battle to yourself. We must try to find an exit. We must leave. Most of the people I know, they leave until the job is done. And what I mean by that is they're not trying to have somebody follow them. They're not trying to find somebody that can get up and rearm themselves. Whereas the law just says you're supposed to, let's say hypothetically you're grabbed, okay?
Right.
And you're grabbed and somebody sticks a knife in your belly or whatever. You're supposed to, if anything, try to deflect the knife, maybe strike them and get away. Well, most people who are taught knife defense is not taught that. They may be taught the deflection part,
right,
the control part, the disarming part, but they're going to finish with this other person started. You're not supposed to finish according to the law.
Wow.
So if you did that and claim self-defense, you'd be really hanging yourself by virtue of describing how you broke the law. That's not self-defense according to Article 35 in the New York City Penal Code. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
See, so with that, self-defense doesn't apply to you maybe in the way you've learned it in the school. So I urge all martial art instructors to learn the laws of their state and to be able to teach along the way of understanding how they can use the law in their own defense.
All right.